What's happening, Wargamers? Trying something new with one of these videos here as a way to try and encourage me to spend a little bit more time at the hobby table and get a little bit more painted up, try to move through some projects. Trying a little something, moving through Mount Backlog. So introducing brand new series, gonna call it something along the lines of somebody Mount Backlog or something like that. I don't know, I'll come up with something clever and catchy for it, or it'll just be something really, really dumb. Basically, the whole idea is I'm going to share with you projects that I've gotten done over the previous week, 2 weeks. I'm going to try and make it a weekly thing every Sunday. But just share those projects with you and maybe build a little bit of hype and excitement for you to get your own projects done as well. And of course, any project you see on here, I am going to try and make it relevant to the channel itself. I want to expand the amount of content that's going on to it, either being through new game systems or just better terrain, better presentation, that sort of stuff. So that's kind of what this is. It is me attempting to just make better content for everyone, and generally use you guys, the channel, and all this sort of stuff as a way to motivate me to get more exciting things done and on there for you. So hopefully, maybe I can expose you to a game you didn't consider, or maybe reignite a love for a game that you haven't played for a little while. So this is going to be the inaugural video. So yeah, let's take a look and show you what I've been working on this past week. Something I've been working on for the past little week. I don't know what it was, but something just got the Warcry urge going in here, and just going to try and make the lighting a bit better here. So I've started finally working on some terrain that I've had been sitting on for quite a while. This is the Heart of Gur starter box terrain that came out for Warcry. As you can see here, just a couple trees, some bamboo bridges, platforms with some nice little scatter kicking around. Age of Sigmar is always something that I've kind of felt like I should try to get into a little bit more. Warcry is a perfect way of doing that. The larger scale games don't really do as much for me anymore as they once did. Having said that, I am working on a Cities of Sigmar army. But Warcry is something I've wanted to get on the channel. So yeah, just very quick paint job. Like most of this stuff was just airbrushed on. There wasn't really a whole lot to it. Everything got like sort of a nice brown undertone. Rhinox hide was a very, very simple undertone to put on there. Used a lot of earth tones, greens, beiges, that sort of stuff to kind of build it all up. And honestly, if this stuff is something that interests you, I can put together a quick video on how to get it painted up. Because honestly, this whole set maybe took me a cumulative 4 hours to do, with a chunk of that time being just making sure that the new paints was getting in there. I think I spent more time building it than I did painting it, with the little the red hooks on the terrain and the green jade hooks on the bamboo bridges there, taking sort of like the longest amount of time as far as painting wise goes. But yeah, so this is something I'm hoping to get on the channel. I'm hoping to get a couple people locally interested in Warcry. I'm going to be running some demos for it and see if it translates well into something that you guys might want to see. Now, of course, it's nothing isn't going to replace the bread and butter that is Crisis Protocol and the occasional Shatterpoint. This is just kind of expanding out there. The other thing is a lot of this terrain gets used in my local game store as well. So it's an extra little bit of stuff for the local players to make use of. But it was really nice to get it done. And honestly, I actually had a lot of fun getting this painted up, with how quick and easy it was to sort of figure everything out. Especially the airbrush, it made things so much easier to get the product on the table. So there we go. That is the Heart of Gur terrain set from that starter box. What we have here is a whole bunch of Warcry warbands. I've been flirting with trying to get Warcry as a game going in my local meta here. So I've basically been putting together all the stuff that I've somehow accrued across the time here. As you can see, there is 10 warbands here. All of it is relatively, well, it's a combination of new and old stuff. So like we got the Eskurgan True Blades, we have the Rotmeyer Creed, we have the Spire Tyrants, the Horns of Hashut, the Hounds of Karnak, I believe they're called, the Royal Beast Flayers. We have the new Hunters from Cities of Sigmar. We have the Oathsworn for the Sigmarites. We have the I can't remember, the Ogres, the Gorgers from the new box set, and then the Hexbane Hunters coming up in a White Dwarf So I wanted to have a whole bunch here available for players to kind of choose from. I'm going to start systematically going through and painting a whole bunch of them. As you can see, some of them I've already got primed and based with stuff on there. Others, I just kind of got them assembled. But I want to make sure that I had as much options for people to play as possible here. Just try to get them excited for it. And there's a really good selection here. Not to mention, I already have in reserve the Iron Golem, the Untamed Beasts, and Corvus Cabal. Not to mention just some like other random ones that I can put together. But yeah, so this is something I've put a bunch of time into over the past week, just getting them all assembled. I got to say the Warcry warbands, Warcry models in general, are some of my favorite ones that GW's been putting out lately. I think they just have so much character on them, and they can really do some fun, creative stuff with it. So it's actually been a lot of fun to put these together. Though I will say the Spire Tyrants, who I was really excited to put together, they ended up being kind of my least favorite of them all, with the Eskurgan True Blades and the Royal Beast Flayers kind of being the most impressive of them. Even the Oathsworn aren't too bad for Stormcast Eternals, which I find typically kind of a boring looking faction. But it was just generally fun to put these all together. As I get them painted up, obviously I'm going to share the work with all of you. And if Warcry is something you guys want to see, let me know. Sound off in the comments. Hit me up on Patreon in the DMs, all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to try and make it a thing. Like, let me know what you guys want to see on here, because I do want to branch out a little bit from MCP. Obviously, nothing is going to take that particular role, but yeah, there we go. So this is the Warcry I've been working on. The last project that I got finished this week is actually for a local player. It is a group of Repentia. Went a little bit more worn out with them. Kind of tried to channel the whole Blanchitsu vibe, so kind of like muddy colors, pale skin tones, that sort of stuff. I think I sort of captured it, but the red and the white kind of offer a nice little contrast off everything else. Unfortunately, I haven't got my own sisters out for a little while, given 10th edition stuff, but it was kind of nice to get these painted up. Got a lovely little Sisters of Battle challenge coin from Games Workshop as part of payment in response for it, which I really dig. So hopefully he enjoys these ones. It was a nice way to sort of cap everything out. Very, very simplistic, very easy to get them to come together once you kind of have the idea of the color blocking done on them. And I always enjoy painting up the sisters. I think there's always some great details on them, and some fun stuff to tinker around with. Both the old Repentia, new Repentia, all of it really is just always a good time. But yeah, so there we go. Those are all the projects that I have gotten finished over this past week. Hopefully we'll see an equal array of projects done for next week as we try to keep this series rolling. So there we go. We're gonna scale Mount Backlog together, and I'm gonna share as many steps as I can with you, and hopefully motivate you guys to get a little bit done yourself. So there we go. So until next time, happy wargaming.